I think let's talk about the space in general. Kasi sometimes, yun ang unang tinitignan ng iba. Gaano ba kalaki ang space mo?
Okay, Bonizi, I have a question for you. What is your bare minimum space right now? What do you need in a space? Maybe not in terms of square meters. What is the bare minimum that you can live with?
To be honest, it's not like I can't live without it, but I think this is what's essential for us. So, in my mind, I'm thinking 3 bedrooms because one for us, one for Sel and Meng, and our office. Is that too much?
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Why?
My answer to this, dude, I could live in a capsule hotel with Bonizi. A capsule hotel is around maybe 10 to 20 square meters. You and I, we can live in a capsule hotel. At least that is what I think. Because imagine just 20 or less square meters of space. That's just here. We'll have to throw out a lot of things. Not even throw out, dispose and sell of a lot of things. But in terms of being able to live, I think that's completely possible. Let me kind of set the stage on where I'm coming from. Okay? So yes, we live in the Philippines. But what if down the line we want to move to Japan for 3 months? For me, you and I could live in a super, super duper small room in Japan for 3 months without a problem. I think it's going to be super cute and it's such a good experience.
I mean, if it happened that we had to live in a smaller place here, I wouldn't mind also, as long as we're able to make the most out of the space. If you guys know those tiny apartment vlogs that you would see, then that's what I'm thinking of also. In our previous condo, we actually took the smallest room in the unit, and there was a good reason why we did. It's because we didn't spend enough time in our room because we were always working, always on the go, and almost never at home really.
And this is counterintuitive because more often than not, when we talk to brokers, most of them would always say, oh, sobrang laki ng master bedroom. It's gonna be amazing for you.
Yeah.
And in our heads, we're like, that really is not what we want. It is not what we are looking for.
That ain't our selling point.
But let's tell them why we came to this kind of thinking.
Initially, this office that we're in right now was supposed to be our master bedroom because we had that thinking in our head. Coming from the previous unit, siguro dapat kunin din natin yung smaller bedroom and then the master bedroom, that's what we'll make into our office. But as the days went by and considering that there isn't really a bathroom connected here, I realized that I wanted more privacy for us since the master bedroom had a master bath right inside the room.
So sayang naman, gusto rin ma-experience ni Bonizi ang feeling na may bathroom connected to the room. Because we've never had that, Bones.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, this is the first condo unit or the first place of residence na may bathroom connected to our bedroom.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah, usually kasi wala.
And another thing was, the master bedroom had a walk-in closet. And this closet was initially something that we didn't think we needed because we actually don't have a lot of stuff. So we wanted to initially take that out of the bedroom. But ayun nga, gusto ko nga ma-experience ang may walk-in closet ko, no? So, kung makikita nyo in the future ang condo tour namin dito sa unit na to, makikita nyo na halos walang laman ang closet namin, basta ma-experience lang.
True, and we also thought about it practically. Bakit pa kami gagastos para tanggalin ang walk-in closet? Eh, hindi naman siya pangit. Okay naman siya.
Yeah.
We could make use of the space. We could turn the storage space into something creative for us. Instead of spending money to take something down, we decided let's just make the most out of it.
And I think the smarter decision was that since we're moving to Subic, eventually we do want this unit to be rented out para masulit, diba? And I don't think somebody who would rent this place would think, bakit tinanggal nila yung closet? Saan ko ilalagay yung damit ko? So, we actually just left it for our future renter. Sa totoo lang, the only requirement that we really want in our room is a nice bed that we can roll around in like lumpia. We had a bed customized when we were living in the Grove and we wanted it to be square. So even if I sprawled my arms like this, and even if Mikael did the same, we wouldn't bump each other.
At gusto ko yung square because I always have wanted the choice of sleeping this way or this way at any time. You know how minsan medyo makulit ka matulog?
Yeah.
Yun yung gusto ko mangyari pero hindi ako malalaglag sa mattress.
And it was so funny because before we would actually have sleepovers with some of our siblings. And because we didn't have beds in the office or wherever, we just told them, sige, dito na kayo, kasya naman tayong apat.
And then sobrang nakakatawa because it would be me, Bonizi, a lot of space, and then our siblings.
Yeah.
So there was a time na 30 years old na tayong lahat and we still ended up sleeping on the same bed. But it felt like two different beds kasi malaki nga.
Can I just make kwento? I remember it was so funny. Emilio actually slept over one time, but he was using our taping bed. So his bed was separate from ours. And Fofo and I, we love talking at the end of the night. Like we have parang bedtime chikahan. And Emilio could not sleep. He said, you guys talk about the most random stuff in the middle of the night. And we were just like, oh, sorry, Mio. That's just us bonding. So we talked about our bedroom, Meng and Sel's bedroom, and now we move on to the third bedroom in this unit, which is our office.
Because of the new work from home era that 2021 or 2020 has ushered into our lives, the office room has become a very important part of our work and our workflow. Now, prior to 2020, who needs an office? We didn't need an office, not at all. We were mostly outside of the house, taping, on location. I would say 50% of our time was spent outside of the house.
I don't think I've ever used my laptop or computer before other than for games or for watching, Netflix or stuff like that. But now I use my laptop and my computer for a lot of work, for streaming. Dati puro games lang. Ano na nangyari? Naging office girl na ako sa bahay.
For the numbers people out there, if before we would spend 80 to 90% of our work outside of the house, last year and this year, I would say we easily spend 90 to 95% of our work inside. So this office actually makes a big difference because this is the place where we can store all of our items related to work.
All our gadgets, and even for meetings, because a lot of our meetings happen online now. We don't have to go out to meet people. And it's always nice to have good gadgets that support, presenting yourself to clients, presenting yourself to your manager, or to important people that you need to speak to.
And of course, essential gadgets and equipment that make you a productive person. And of course, it also makes you happy and comfortable while you're working. We're working around 10 to 12 hours a day. It's nice to be comfortable for more than half the day.
What I really like about this room is, like the other rooms here, there's a lot of storage. So the closets that were supposed to be used for clothes, we actually use it now for storage.
For our tech gadget storage.
Yeah, and we're gonna work on having a tech gadget storage area, which is our next project.
So, Bonizi, just a quick overview of what we have in our office space. What are our essentials here?
I would say that one of the essentials is our motorized desks because it actually changes up the workflow. Sometimes you want to be sitting down and working, other times you want to be up and about. So I like having the option of sitting or standing while working.
The second thing that I think is an essential is our extension cords. So, like I said at the first part of this podcast, we have so many things that we have to plug in. Really, really good extension cords are important.
Thank you, Fofo, for our extension cords. We each have one. Importante na separate yung extension cords namin. Another must-have that we have in the office is our rolling carts. I don't think I ever needed a rolling cart as much as I do now because one cart is just for the podcast, another one is for computer stuff. So it's nice to be able to move things around efficiently.
The rolling carts also act as messengers. If I want to send something to Bones without standing up because I'm in the zone editing my video, I put it on the cart and I push it to her and she catches it. And the final essential that I would like to share would be our newly built network attached storage from QNAP. Basically, it is a humongous hard drive and that is where we keep all of our files, our raw files, our edited footage, and other whatnot.
Podcast, vlog, and whatnot.
Super important. Before we continue, I would just like to talk about the sponsor of this podcast, which is Dalthan. They were the ones who made these beautiful blinds here. I want to post a couple of pictures just to show you how they look. So we have two kinds of blinds here at home. One is translucent blinds, which let a bit of the sun in. And in the bedrooms, they're blackout blinds so you can sleep in the darkness like Batman.
As much as we love natural light, sometimes natural light is just too much. And when it comes to photos or meetings, we don't want to have that washed out look. So when it comes to the office and even the sala, we have the translucent blinds that just soften the look just a bit.
Actually, they don't just soften the look, they actually have a lot of function as well. The first one is that they dissipate a lot of heat. Sunlight is extremely hot, and with our gadgets here, you don't want the room to get too hot. Baka parang boiler room na siya. So we want to protect our equipment, so it was important that we installed these blinds, but as Bonizi said, we didn't want to black it out and create a dark room. We still wanted some light to come in so we could still shoot, so hence we chose the 97% translucent blinds.
And for our rooms and for Sal and Meng's room, we chose the blackout blinds, but at least if ever we want to sleep in just a little bit, we have the blackout blinds to help us out.
And for those who are building or moving into their future homes, these rolling blinds are actually very cost effective. Compared to custom made curtains, apparently cost a lot more because yard per yard, yung tela na ginagamit ng kurtina, mahal pala as compared to these blinds, which are efficient and space saving.
Also, if you're considering blackout curtains, then it gets even more expensive.
Kasi mas mabigat yung tela na ginagamit, no?
But you know, to each his own. We want to go for blinds. Let's go for blinds.
And if you have a need for blinds, Bonizi, where do they go?
Dalton Shades and Blinds. They were super helpful. They were super nice and very efficient with their time here in the condo.
We're very happy with their work. So if you're looking for a supplier of roller blinds, you can just get in touch with them. We will leave their contact details in our caption.